Well, hello guys, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you all for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Um, Congratulations to the Eagles winning the toilet bowl. Talk about your ugly ass games. It don't get much uglier than what we just witnessed right there. I have to. What's up, Castro? I've got to give props to the Eagles for manning up, for coming back, and getting the victory. Because the way I look at it right now is it is now a two-team race. The Giants, they're finally buried. They can start thinking about next year. They can think about that draft pick replacing Eli Manning. But I got to tell you, the Giants pulled a Dallas Cowboy. Barkley was, as my man said, was carving up the Eagles. He was killing them. And somehow, they literally just stopped running. They gave the ball to him 4 times. How do you have a guy who had almost 100 yards the first half get the ball 4 times? That's coaching. And that was one ugly, ugly game. But Carson Wentz, game-winning drive, number 4 in his career, going down the field when it counted, got them in field goal range. And I got to tell you what I liked seeing from that. Well, no, hold on, let me preface that because somebody's going to say, I'm a Cowboy, I'm a bandwagon fan. Now I'm getting on the Eagles bandwagon. No. What they did that I wish my team would do is getting down, making sure you're in close enough field goal range, and running down the clock so there's not time for the other team to score. Bottom line, that's what you got to do. And that's exactly what they did. Let me change something here real quick. My live stream thing is saying Redskins game, but I wanted to stream this right now. I got to tell you, what this may set up, what this may actually set up, and we see. Let's
Fluffy Bunny, thank you for the super chat. Good game, Philly 500. Bad Dog is raging. Beautiful. I can't wait. I may have to even do a video of me listening to him rage as I laugh. Would you guys like that?
Oh, the
NFC East is terrible, Brooktop. You're right, and that gives me hope. Honestly, heck of a job from defense stepping on second hand. Yeah, Sam, very true. Santo's coming to a theater near you. Absolutely.
All right, so I
told you we're gonna win. You won't believe me at first place. A offered, man. You're the man. You did. Are you streaming with? Yeah, we're gonna do post game. I'm gonna get ready to go in a minute. As soon as he texts me, he's ready to go. I'll end this. Thank you, Mark Holmes. Thank you for streaming my video and sending people there. I appreciate it, buddy. I had a great time, and I feel much better with winning. Giants lost to an awful deplete Eagles team. Wow. Well, Giants stink.
Well, okay. Pot beat kettle. Okay. All right. That was basically the toilet bowl. Okay. Anyway, thank everybody who went over and talked some trash and stuff to Philly 500. That was just one ugly game. So the way I look at it, I don't think the Redskins are going to win next week. I think that the Eagles will get that win. I'm not sure if we're going to get that win or not against the Saints. So it's possible that game in 2 weeks could be for first place in the division. It very well could be. You kind of wish that the Giants could have held on, but the Giants screwed the pooch on that one. How do you not run Barkley in the second half? 4 plays? 4 plays. I can't figure it. I just can't figure it. I don't know. So the NFC East is still going to be a mess. They barely beat the G-Men. I mean, that was ugly. So there's no guarantee that they get past the Redskins. But the reality is, one of those teams, and I guess really, you want the Eagles to win since they're a game behind, and then have everything for the following week. Um, Worst coaching call of the season, Bill Bates. Man, I got to tell you, that was just ugly. All the way around, it was just ugly. Hopefully, our team is finally hitting their stride, and hopefully, we're getting ready to start peaking, and hopefully, the best football we have is ahead of us. Now, we've got to play one hell of a game, but I got to tell you, this is going to show you a hell of a lot about the Dallas Cowboys, and it's going to tell you a hell of a lot about the Saints. And maybe this is a playoff preview, possibly. But we'll have to wait and see. Yes, the redhead would be proud. Eagles got lucky. Refs should have called on that hold. You know, the refs have missed a whole lot of calls this year and things. You know, a lot of the Redskin fans, they're saying that they got robbed on that game this past week. But I look at what happened with our game before with that snap where they called it on us. So, you know, maybe it just finally evened out. Who is better, Giants or Eagles? Does it really matter? Because they both look bad. I mean, you looked at two teams that just look bad. The Eagles, they don't look anything near what they looked like last year. Last year, they were like a well-oiled machine. It didn't matter who went down. But without that running game this year, they just are not the same team. Their defense is really not that good. I mean, the Giants, they left points on the board. And you can see Eli Manning is just not the quarterback he once was. Not that he ever really was. But, you know, hey, it's football. Anything can happen. And it looks like Philly 500 has left the building. Congratulations to him and his Eagles, because I tell you, first half, he was sweating his ass off. I need to go back and check, because I actually have not paid that much attention. I've been kind of busy here. Let's see what happened with the Panthers. Because if the Panthers ended up losing again, that bodes well for us, if nothing else, for the wild card situation. And Seattle was leading last I checked. Yep, Seattle wins. So Seattle winning definitely helps us, because that knocks Carolina down, because Carolina owns a tiebreaker with us. They've been on a couple game losing streaks. So after starting out 6-2, I believe they're 6-5 now with us. So that's good for us. Tonight's game, I guess we really want to root for Green Bay, because that's good for us as far as the wild card situation goes. If things like that, if that holds, then we're actually not in a bad position. We're actually not in that bad of a position as far as, if worse comes to worse, getting a wild card. So things have changed tremendously right now in the NFL. If we can get a game up on Carolina, then of course we're ahead of them for the wild card. They own the tiebreaker. Green Bay and Minnesota 5-4 and 4-5 and 1. If Green Bay wins, they're 5-5 and 1. We're still ahead of both of them for the wild card spot. And you've got Seattle, which would be ahead of us. So right then and there, if worse comes to worse, if things don't work as well as we want, we lose a couple of games, that we might still be able to get in with the wild card. But hopefully we win the division and go in with some momentum. Dallas Cowboy for life, it may go down to the wire. It just depends on what we do. If we go through, bottom line, well, if we beat the Saints and then the Eagles, then that's pretty much done. But if we don't beat the Saints and we end up beating the Eagles, then you've got the Colts, you've got Tampa Bay, and you got the Giants. And then we've owned the tiebreaker over the Eagles because we beat them twice, so they'd have to get 2 games over us. I would rather play the Rams than the Saints. Well, the reality is you're going to have to play somebody. And might as well get the Saints right now. And, you know, maybe this is one of those type of games, because remember, in one of the Super Bowl years when the Giants were playing, they were playing New England, who had been undefeated and went through the regular season undefeated. And they played them. They kept it really, really close and almost snuck away with the win. And that gave them some hope for when they met in the Super Bowl, in which case they beat them. You know, it's kind of hard to beat a team 2 and 3 times in a season. You know, reality is if we make the playoffs, you know, we'd have a home playoff game in the wild card, but we'd end up playing the Saints or the Rams or one of these teams sooner or later. So, you know, you want to at least feel and see how far we got to go. So I'm not mad about having to play them. You know, Christopher, I believe we got a real good chance of that game as well. I can't guarantee it or anything, but I think we got a good chance against them. We get Tacos back at practice today. We still don't know what's going on with David Irving, but you can see that the Cowboys over the last 3 games have averaged 27 points a game. And that's a far cry from where we were at the beginning of the season, only 13 points. So, you know, anything can happen. And if our defense can punch them in the mouth and slow down the Saints, when they've played better defenses, they haven't scored quite as many points. And I dare say they have not met pressure like we're going to be able to put on Drew Brees. So I think we might have a shot there. Right, Philip, I agree. They both own the tiebreakers over us, and that's why I said Carolina losing again today, because they were 6-2, now they're 6-5. So if they continue on that track, you never know what's going to happen, because Carolina's still got to play the Saints again, I believe. No, they still have to play the Saints twice, I think, if I have it correctly. Let me look that up. I don't have my phone here. And if they got to play the Saints twice, that's a tall task. But I think for some reason I was thinking that they do. Yeah. How crazy is it that they have to play the Saints twice in December? 2 weeks apart. They got to play them on the How the hell did that happen? They got to play, because here's where the Saints have to, the Panthers have to end their schedule. They got Tampa Bay, the Browns, then they play the Saints, the Falcons, and then the Saints. Wow. Kareem? Okay. Never said I was great with grammar. I am dyslexic, so forgive me that I'm not perfect with that. So, yes, I don't know the difference between your and your. Congratulations. We have the grammar police in here. Well, here's the reality, John. I think with the fact that we ended up winning these last 3 games, Jason Garrett's job is safe. I think Scott Linehan will still go regardless. Mark will beat the Eagle fans are talking. We got Eagle fans are back. All right, we'll see Eagle fans. Okay, you might want to just enjoy the victory over the Giants, a team that shouldn't have won 3 games. Okay, but congratulations to you. I am going to be at the Eagles game. In fact, we're going to be there with Cowboys Experience. We're going to be there Saturday for an autograph signing with Drew Pearson, as well as some current players. We're going to be live streaming it. We're going to be getting all kinds of interviews and everything else. So look forward to that in 2 weeks, man. How you doing, Matthew from UK? Grammar police suck. You know what? I'll be the first to tell you, I make all kinds of mistakes, okay? I will I will mispronounce somebody's name. I will use wrong grammar. I will use wrong punctuation, can't spell. That's just not my thing. And I'm dyslexic, so my E's are C's, my B's are D's, my D's are B's. I can't even say it right. So I understand that is my downfall. And if it bothers you, I understand you don't have to watch. I do the best I can. I'm literally a one-man show. Toilet bowl for the Dirty Birds. Well, toilet bowl for the New York stinking Giants. Bricktop, it didn't matter to me one way or the other. Now, the stinking Giant fan, he was cutting it up a little too early. You are right about that one. But, hey, the Giants choked. You got to look at the coaching staff and ask them why in the world did you not run Barkley in the second half? That's the same thing that we've done with Elliott. 6 times, which game was that? The Titans game. 6 times in the second half of the Titans. It's one of those things that you're a running team, you got a great running back. Why aren't you running it? Michael Anthony is actually out at his other job right now. Yeah, Mark, I wouldn't worry about that so much because basically Tyron Smith doesn't practice anymore. And Zach Martin has been dealing with a knee injury all off from the off season on through. He hasn't been practicing. And Xavier, he's just a little nicked up. I think they'll all be fine. This is still early in the week, all right? Okay. Right. I don't have a whole crew like Dan Patrick, man. I got me, okay? And I'm telling you, right now, I got this computer that's controlling this board right here. I've got this cell phone here, which is controlling the camera. So if I change the size of it and all that, that's here. I've got a board that's up here that I have to read the comments and everything else from you right there, and then the soundboard as well. So forgive me if I make a few mistakes. Do I think we match up? Well, you know what? Actually, I do think we do match up well with them as far as our defense goes. Because think about it. We matched up pretty well with Julio Jones, Sanu, Calvin Ridley, with Matt Ryan throwing to him as well. If you can get enough pressure on him and get in Drew Brees' face, that's going to be key. The Giants fans are still saying they're going to run the table. Yeah, good luck with that one. The best thing for the Giants, though, right now is to lose. They need a quarterback. There is no point in getting a few moral victories down the stretch here. You're not winning the division. Okay, EDP. All right. How good is the Saints defense? They're, I want to say, they've moved up to 18th, I believe. They're number 1 against the run, but the problem is for teams that are running against them, they're not running the football because they're trying to keep up with the Saints, and they haven't played actually a premier running back. If you look at, the Saints have played Tampa Bay, the Browns, the Falcons, the Giants. The Giants are the only team they've had with actually a good running back. The Redskins, the Ravens, the Vikings, the Rams. Okay, the Rams are also a good running back. Bengals, Eagles, and Falcons. Now, when you look at the games that they've had that have been track meets, the other teams haven't had a defense. The Rams are 23rd in defense. Now, that score was 48-45. And I think our defense can slow them down. And when you look at the Falcons, 43-31, the Falcons are 29th in the NFL on defense. And the games that they had that were close, the Browns are 25th in scoring, and yet they beat them by 1 point. So when you look at teams that can run the ball and have a good defense, the Saints haven't been scoring quite as many points. So that's where I think we actually have a chance. Baker Mayfield threw 4 TDs today. Man, time to break up the Browns, good for them. 35-20 over the Bengals. Maybe the Browns finally are getting out of it. They've gotten a couple of wins lately. That's good for them, man. It's about damn time. And you got Buffalo beating Jacksonville. Wow. Talk about teams falling off the face of the earth. Jacksonville is just abysmal now. And you got New England, of course, winning. You got Tampa Bay beating the jailbird San Francisco bad, 27-9. So another crazy week in the NFL. Well, Jim Smith, you're right. Saints are 10-1, but honestly feel they've only played one great team, the Rams. The Rams are great on offense, but their defense is not that good anymore. Yeah, they can put a pass rush, and if their defensive linemen fall on you, you get Sue on you, it's going to hurt. But the Rams defense is 23rd in points. Not exactly great. And think about their division. Seattle runs the ball more than anybody else. You've got Arizona, and Arizona ain't doing jack. And the 49ers. So when people talk about how bad our division is, out west isn't that great either. And I'll give you another one too for the Saints. Right now, you've got Carolina at 6-5 behind, after the Saints. You got Tampa Bay, which is what, 4-8 or 4-7, and the Atlanta is 4-7. So, yeah, we got a bad division too, but so does the NFC South. Well, Bill Bates, I hope that you are right, that you have faith. I don't think you're nuts because anybody can go to the Super Bowl. It's just a matter of who gets hot and who gets the calls and who stays healthy. Where's the stinking Giants fan? Oh, don't worry. I'll catch up with him before too long, guys. I will definitely get up with the stinking New York Giants fan. Should be a good fame, too. Okay. You know what, DJ Cobbs, I wish, I'm like you, I sure wish we had beat the Redskins the first time, or the Texans, Titans. Yeah, that would have been great, but unfortunately, we don't. But in the end, I think if we make the playoffs and have to fight our way into it, that we might be better off and more dangerous than what we've had the last two times we've been in the playoffs, where basically we're off and can take our time before we actually had to play. EDP just stick to Chipotle and breaking toilets. That's funny. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I just wanted to come in and say congratulations to the Eagles and tell the New York stinking Giants, you guys suck. And your season is now officially buried. Well, we'll find out. Believe me, I'm going to get actually the stinking Giants fan as well as Philly 500 together for a video probably tomorrow, and we'll have fun with that. So as always, guys, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. I'll see you guys.